Hello, welcome back. I'm called Jingo Nelly, and I'm going to be taking you through the final part of the single and the complete records. Before I begin off, I'm going to require you to subscribe before we begin. It will bring you some good luck in your forthcoming exams. And since I'm already having my lay down information, I'm going to require you to look at what I'm pointing at for you to be able to follow up properly. So, example 1 of the single and incomplete records, they're saying John is a self-employed motor engineer. He maintains a cash book to record his business receipts and payments, but has challenges ascertaining the performance of his business. So the following is a summary of the cash book for the year ended 31st December 2018. Now with this, we are having a cash book, and for the cash book, it's already in the question. This is our question. So they're saying having a balance brought down of this amount, the debtors of this amount, sale of own car of this amount, then drawings this amount, materials, the materials from suppliers of this amount, van running expenses, wages, admin, tools, general expenses. Then this is the balance carried down of the cash book. So moving on, after seeing that, these are the assets and liabilities as at 31st December 2017 and 2018. So this is all part of the question. So the question is saying it's having motor vehicle of this amount as at 31st of 2017, and 2018 it's having this amount. So stock materials, this with this, then debtors for the whole, for debtors for work done, we're having this. So this is like your opening balance, this is your like your closing balance. Then creditors, this and this, then van insurance prepaid, this and this. So they said the motor vehicle had been purchased second hand on 1st January 2017 for 10 million and is subject to depreciation at 25% per annum. Straight line method is the method they used. B, at the end of the year, stock worth 50,000 was stolen from his premises. John does not have an insurance policy against such losses. Remember, I told you how to treat this in the previous videos. So required, use the information above to prepare the statement of comprehensive income for the year ended 31st December 2018 and prepare the statement of financial position as at 31st December. So we go on, we have finished the question, reading through it and what it requires. So for step 1, remember I told you when you are preparing the income statement for the single and the complete records, step 1 is to always determine the opening capital. Now with this, it's step 1, we are going to determine the opening capital. So we are going to say joint statement of affairs at 1st January 2018. So determining the opening capital. So I'm going to lay down all my assets and the liabilities as at first. So my motor vehicle as at first is 7,500. Stock is of this amount, debtors of this amount, cash at bank of this amount, then prepaid payments, because they're also assets of this amount, so giving me a total of 13,910. Then moving on, I go to the equity and liabilities, but with the liabilities I'm having the creditors, so which is of 1,250. So my equity, which is the opening capital, will be what? So I get the total of this and this because they have to be equal. So the difference between this and the creditors is going to give me my opening capital, which is going to be this. So this will be my last figure to find here on this statement of affairs, and I would therefore say opening capital is 12,660. So that is with step 1. I'm done with that. So my step 2 is to find the cash balance, and from the cash balance, from the question, I already have my cash balance, which is 3,000. So So my cash balance is going to be 3,000. For that, it's already determined from the question. So step 3 was to determine, I'm going to use step 3 to determine the sales using the debtors control account. So with the debtors control account, I'm already having balance brought forward. So this is going to be my beginning figure. It's going to be my beginning figure from the question. From the question of the assets and liabilities, which is this. So it's going to be my beginning figure. Then payment for debtors, which I got from the cash book, probably on the debit side, which is this, which I drop here. And then what will be missing will be my credit sales. So with that, having had with the debtors a balance, having had the closing balance, which is this, it's what I drop. It's what I drop here, and me after balancing this side, so the balancing figure this side will be a difference between this and this, which will give me the amount of the credit sales. So from that, I can say sales is equal to credit sales plus cash sales, but sales is equal to the amount of the credit sales plus cash sales. I don't have cash sales, which is 0. So my sales is going to be this amount. So after me knowing that, I'm going to go to step 4. So step 4, I'm going to be determining the purchases using the creditors control account. And from this, I'm having payment to suppliers for the materials from the cash book, which I'll come on the cash book from the question. And I say material was paid of this amount is what I'll pay here. But remember, I'll be having I need to start with my balance brought forward. So my balance brought forward is going to be from the question creditors. It's this, my balance. This, I told these are the opening balances, so it's going to be this. Then that's when I'll move on to the other details, the ones of like payment to credit to creditors for materials, whereby I'll go in the cash book and I'll see materials. I paid for the materials to the creditors. I paid this, and then my balance carried down from the assets and liabilities, it's going to be this amount which I drop here. So meaning if I balance up this side has to be equal to this side. So the difference between this and this is going to be my credit purchases. Therefore, I go through the same procedure here and I'll learn to my purchases. But for the purchases, it's going to be credit purchases plus cash purchases, meaning that I won't be having my cash purchases, which are going to be 0, and I'll only be having the credit purchases, which will automatically be my purchases. So moving on to the next, we are having step 5, whereby we have to adjust for the expenses. Now for this, we are having motor vehicle running costs. Now with this, we are having since we are dealing with prepayment, a prepayment is going to be an asset. So we are going to begin with this figure from the question, and then we are going to see that we are having a cash book payment. So with the motor van running costs, with the motor running costs, we paid this amount, which is going to be this on this side. With this, where they got it from, it's from the assets and liabilities, whereby van insurance prepaid is going to be 160, and therefore my balance carried down is going to be this, which is of this amount. So when I balance off this side with this, so the missing balancing figure is going to be taken to the profit and loss, and it's going to be of this amount. So from there, I'll conclude and say therefore the 4,090 will go in the profit and loss, and will go in the profit and loss as our motor vehicle running costs. So from that, remember in the question I was having additional information of saying whereby the motor vehicle had been purchased second hand on 1st January for this amount, the 10 million, as is subjected to depreciation at per annum using straight line method. So with this, it's just that when I work out the cost times the depreciation percentage, I'm going to get this figure. So that means this is going to be the depreciation which is occurring per year. So meaning that if I want to find out how much they ended with or what was the value of this asset in 2017, it's when I'll say the 10 million minus the depreciation, which will give me this figure, which was given in our question, the 75, the 7.5 M, which was given in the question here as our ending what figure for the motor vehicle. And with this, it's just for proving, but no need to do this when you're in the paper. So when I want to know the depreciation which occurred in 2018, it's going to be the 10, the cost minus. Now remember, with this, I'm already given an ending figure of what? Of the motor vehicle. That means motor vehicle at the end of 2018, it will be costing 5 million. So it's going to be 10 million minus the 5 million, which is going to give me 5 million. Meaning this is going to be my total depreciation, which I will take in the balance sheet as accumulated depreciation. So me, after knowing that, I'm going to come and it was requiring me to do the statement of comprehensive income, which by I start with a good title of saying John's statement of comprehensive incomes for the year ended 31st December 2018. So with these amounts are in thousands. So after that, remember, I got my sales. You know how the statement of comprehensive income looks like. So I start with my sales as usual. I'm having my opening capital, which is this amount. I'm having my purchases of this amount. So now, with this, remember, I was also having stolen stock somewhere. So for stolen stock, I told you for how to treat this when you're having stolen stock and when it's not insured. So you're going to first of all deal with this stolen stock in the trading account, whereby I'm going to less it, which I have done. I've less the stolen stock by 50. Then closing stock is going to be of this amount, because it also subtracts from this. Then my cost of sales, after getting this and this, so it's going to give me this. So it's going to be the amount of sales minus this to give me the gross profit of such amount. Then I move on to the operating expenses, whereby I have my wages as my expenses, motor vehicle running costs. Now for the motor vehicle running costs, I would have gotten the figure from here, whereby I said I take this to the profit and loss. Remember, I've adjusted now for the expenses. Now I know what I should take in the profit and loss, which is this amount, which I bring here. Then I add on my admin from the question. Then goods stolen from what we had discussed on in the previous videos. So this again is treated as an operating expense because it's not insured. So minus this 50, putting it under the operating expense. So the tools of this from the question, general expenses from the question, you get this. Then the depreciation of the motor vehicle. Remember, they said using straight line method. So me, after I get to know that this is the depreciation which is charged per year. So even 2018, it's going to be charged, which is what I bring here. And me, after getting the gross profit minus the operating expenses, I'm going to get this amount. So profit for the year is going to be this amount, 9,360. So me, after knowing that, then I go to John's statement of financial position at 31st December, amounts in thousands. So after getting this, I'm going to say motor vehicle, which is my non-current asset, which is at first it was costing 10 million. Then accumulated depreciation, but accumulated depreciation, I got it as a result of me subtracting the 10 minus the what, the 5,000 from my ending figure, which was this. Remember, this was my ending figure. That means this is going to be my NPV, and this is going to be the NBV, this, and it's what I drop here. Now the difference will be accumulated depreciation. Now this accumulated depreciation, it's including a figure of depreciation for motor vehicle. It's including this figure, this one here. So moving to current assets, which is stock from the question, which is this, debtors, which is this, cash at bank. I told you we already got it from our step 2. It was already given in the question, which is this, the 3,000, which is the one which I bring here. Then prepaid insurance from the question, it's this. the prepaid insurance from our question, I say as at 31st, which is this which I bring here. So me, after adding all this, I get this answer. So this plus this, I'm going to get a total of this 13,370. So now it takes me to the owner's equity and liabilities. So starting with my opening capital as my what equity of this amount from what I had determined, then the capital which was introduced, then I go into the profit for the year. Then profit for the year from what I had worked out from the profit and loss, then less the drawings from this. These are all from the question. Then after me lessing the drawings, I'll learn to this. So after that, I go to the liabilities. Then liabilities from the question, we're having creditors, which is of this amount. So the total equity and liabilities is going to be this plus this, giving me this. So after me getting a balanced figure, I can now get to know that my balance sheet has balanced, and I'm done with the question. And from there, you can solve any single and incomplete records. Thank you for watching. Please you make sure you subscribe so that you